Hey guys, for our first episode, Dustin and I are going to go to the NC State game. We're going to record a little session beforehand. Then we're going to come back and talk about it afterwards, hopefully with a W. I'd like to thank StateFansNation.com for allowing us to host our podcast. You can find us also on YouTube at the Red and White Podcast. We'll put some links in the show notes. And also on SoundCloud and iTunes, apparently. So look for us there. Look in the notes if you want some links to it. And thanks again. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to the Red and White Podcast with D&E. We are coming to you on location at the PNC parking lot, pre-UVA. Going to try something a little different here. We're going to do a pregame and a postgame. I'm Dustin, and he is...
I'm Evan.
And here we go. Yeah.
What's your prediction there, buddy?
You know, I think that this game could be one of the most important that Goffred's had, because he's starting to get some pressure. He's had plenty of time to prepare. UVA's down a man.
Yeah, that helps.
It's going to be huge.
If we have a chance, it's because Justin Anderson's not playing.
Yeah, I think between that, the extra time, it's going to be a nasty, ugly game. I like 64-62 pack.
I think that King Cobra you're drinking is going to your head.
Let's not bring my King Cobra 40 into this, but I'm confident. What do you think?
I don't know. I guess we played them all right when we were in Virginia. I don't have a whole lot of confidence playing a defensive-minded team. It's just not one of the things that we do well or handle well. I love West Virginia and who's the other?
Cincinnati.
But those are different kind of defenses. But.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we dealt with them okay up there. We could have won that game.
Yeah.
But
absolutely. I think we have a chance. We always have a chance at home. I'm not extremely confident about it.
Depends on how quickly foul trouble becomes an ordeal.
Yeah.
Well, meaning with a boo like the first 2 minutes of the half, but
Boo's gonna foul out. That's just a given.
I've
come to accept that by now.
Stone cold lock of the week. Is it a boo?
A boo fouls out. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He plays hard at least.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing, without Justin Anderson, they have Evan Nolte, who's averaging 2.3 points a game.
Well, I mean, it's a good 2.3 a game though. It's consistent. You know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get 2.
Anderson dropped 26 on us, I think, in Charlottesville. It was something like that.
You know, though, being a State fan, what I expect is the guys that average 2 points a game might come out and put up 35.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen it
probably
happen.
true.
Yeah,
we are kingmakers.
So, with our solid 3-point defense and
oh god,
we make people heroes. So.
That's true. It is true.
What do you think we can do if Ralston has a bad game, like he has the past?
I don't know. I feel like if he misses early, we struggle because we don't have the consistent shooters from the outside. Lacey starts relying on his 3-ball too much, and he can shoot it, no doubt, but it's not his strongest part of his game. He needs to get to the rack. I think Barber needs to get to the rack too. Ralston's been up and down. Obviously, if he's shooting well, we have a chance to win. But if he's not, then other guys got to pick it up. Caleb's got to shoot well, and then I really think Trevor and Barber need to go to the rack. They need to get points at the basket.
Yeah, I think Lacey going inside could be a difference.
Yeah,
but what do you think is wrong with Ralston?
I don't know.
Is it fatigue or?
It's just a shooting thing. I mean,
he was just so hot.
Yeah,
and then it just died.
Unfortunately, you just have to shoot through it. I mean, you gotta. I don't know. I don't know what it is. You get a little confidence down. You miss a few, but then, you go in the gym and you shoot a few free throws. And you kind of get the feeling back. So, I mean, I assume he's been working on it. Doesn't seem like he wouldn't be.
I mean,
it's got to be frustrating.
It's like you say, if he can get going early,
yeah,
just that little bit of confidence. Which is another thing with Trevor Lacey that has to happen, because he cannot have another bad first half,
right? Not against
this struggle, and then either get a couple of free throws or one shot that lights him up. He's got to come out firing. Right. And I don't think if playing the number 2 team in the country is not going to get you fired up, then I really don't know what will.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, guys can't take this game off. Hopefully they'll be up for it. I can't believe that the parking lot's as full, as crowded as it is, an hour before the game.
Yeah, I was expecting to park at the fairground lot almost, and we are sitting looking at Carter Finley.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. Yeah, football. So, what do you think is Gottfried's facing heat?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Gottfried pressure at the moment. I know he's kind of. I feel like he's consistently inconsistent, which is it's frustrating for a State fan because he gets there and you think, oh, we got the pieces, but at the same time, this team's young, and I hate the excuse because it's an excuse, but it's the truth as well.
It's a true excuse though. It's not just pulling something out of the air.
So we have the talent, and young teams can win. So you kind of feel like we should be playing better than this. But at this point I want to see development in some of the guys. I want to see better boxing out and better defense and just little things like that we haven't had that progression. I think that's the frustrating part. So I can see where he's going to feel a little pressure there. I don't know. We're State fans. We're unreasonable.
Yeah. Do you think a win changes the perception of the season so far? Is that going to turn into a season saver midweek and then we go to Louisville on Saturday?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to if they win today, it's going to be we're good. And then we go to Louisville and if we get smoked, then everybody's going to be back off the bandwagon again. I don't know. At this point, and I don't think if they win tonight, it helps their the cause overall. Absolutely for the NCAA's, but they still have to make a run in the tournament a little bit. You can't hang your NCAA resume on wins against Duke and Virginia. My opinion.
I agree. Does the ceiling? I mean, does it just cave in if we get run out of the gym tonight?
Oh yeah. I mean, talk radio will be unlistenable. People will need more podcast subscribers that want to listen to us.
So
yeah, hot takes.
Hot takes.
I already have to stay off Twitter. I can't this weekend, and probably the next two are going to be brutal.
Yeah, after that game Saturday.
Yeah.
What do you think the odds of an NCAA berth are with a loss tonight?
0. Very low.
What if they go to Louisville and just take it to them?
Well, lose tonight. Yeah, people expect you to lose. Go to Louisville and win. It kind of brings you back to even. You still have to win 2, maybe 3 games in the ACC tournament.
Does a win at Louisville look better than a home win against Virginia?
I don't think so. Not with Virginia number 2 or whatever they are. Yeah.
I was really hoping, watching last night, I thought Kentucky was going to lose. And I was cussing. I'm like, man,
they're going to lose at some point. They're not.
This could have been last week, and we could have had the number 1 team coming in here tonight.
That would have been nice.
I mean, they won anyway, but it would have.
They're going to lose at some point. I don't buy Kentucky. I mean, they're good. They're talented, but they don't have that. I don't know, that go-to or whatever it is. They don't have something. They win a lot of games close, and you get in the tournament, they're going to play a team like Virginia or Wisconsin. Somebody's going to play just as well defense, and it's going to cost them fits, I think.
We'd be top 10 in the country if we played in the SEC.
That's right.
Hashtag secede.
That's right. I mean, I fully support that movement. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll come back after the game, record our post-game thoughts. I mean, Dustin might be crying, but he's pretty confident right now. So,
what was your score prediction? You got to throw it out there so we can see which one of us is worse.
Let's say 52-47. Should be a slobber knocker.
AAU.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly, I think.
All right, well.
If we get over 55, I'll win.
You think?
I'm calling that.
I would say 60. 60 is the key.
Okay, I'll give you that.
So, anyway, we'll get you after the game.
Go Pack. Hey guys, we're going to take a short break. I guess about 2 hours and go watch the game. I wanted to let you know that in the future, if we have a little bit of a call-in podcast, if you wanted to give us a call, leave us a voicemail, leave us a message, and we'll try to play your question, answer it next time on the next podcast. The phone number is 919-766-0096. 919-766-0096. Thanks. Well, shit. Here we are after the game. I don't know why we put ourselves through this constantly.
Can't beat the number 2 team in the country without anybody that can hit a 3-point shot.
Well, Ralston did not have a very good game.
No.
He was pretty much ice cold. We said that, beforehand.
Yeah.
We needed him. For whatever reason, he's got a brace on his knee or something, so maybe his knee's bothering him. He hit a few mid-range shots. But, I mean...
I think he was playing above himself earlier in the season, and it made us expect more than we should have.
I don't know. I mean, even if he's an average shooter, he's still better than he's been lately.
Exactly, and I think we should have expected average, but he gave us superb.
He wasn't very good tonight. At least it just wasn't falling. At some point, is that on coaching? Do you pull him out? And
I think you got to
change your lineup a little bit.
He's got to be reined back if he keeps missing shots like that.
I don't know. I'm one of the philosophy you gotta let a guy shoot. A guy like that or a guy like Scott Wood, you gotta let him shoot through it. But man, it's painful when you feel like it is, part of the reason why we lost.
See, I would say the difference between that and Scott Wood is Scott Wood never had a stretch this long, this bad.
Yeah, maybe. I have to go back and look at it. I doubt it. But
I mean, no, I don't want to blame one player, but if he makes one of those shots, it's a different ballgame,
Yeah. I don't know. Godfrey, I don't know about if I agree with the decision to not foul at the end of the game. They let him burn 20 seconds off the clock. Gil
was terrible from the line.
Terrible from the line. He touched the ball, so you got to hack him instantly, right? I don't know. And I don't know how
you should have a guy on him to foul him without the ball.
Yeah.
If he's on the court, put him on the line.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we had a difference of opinion there at the end of the game where I thought they should have called the timeout when they came back down court with Lacey with the ball.
Well, if you call the timeout, you're going to draw a play for Lacey. I let him play. 9 times out of 10, he's going to make that shot.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't make it there. He had a good look at it.
Yeah, it
just didn't go. I don't necessarily think the timeout, a non-timeout there, cost us that. I think it was the non-foul beforehand. I already saw some of the comments going around, on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff, and they're talking about, coaching cost us that game. Normally I would disagree, but I'm not sure I can disagree there. It was a tough one to swallow right there.
Coaching, bad shooting. It's just
I don't know. I don't understand why State fans continue to put ourselves through it. We knew it was coming.
It's getting rough. This is between this and the Carolina game here. That was
yeah. It's impressive for our fan base that arena was packed as it was.
Well, we're masochists.
We'll see. You'll see what happens, I guess, with the Cuse
we like to be punished.
Virginia Tech games.
The good news is, though, there's a good chance at a rebound going to Louisville.
Yeah.
We're set up for a big game there.
Some chance we could become a half-decent rebounding team. I think we might win an extra game or two. But I don't know.
No. One other thing I was confused about tonight was Abu's playing time.
That's weird. He came out and played fairly strong.
That oop early on.
That oop was ridiculous.
That should have lit him up. He had,
yeah, and then he didn't play much at all. We were talking about it in the game. I don't know what happened was. He didn't have enough time to foul out like we were expecting him to.
If he had fouled out, we might have had a shot.
Yeah. I don't like Caleb Martin taking that shot at the end of the game. He struggled all night from pretty much everywhere except for getting rebounds.
Yeah. That's bad. You can't let him take that shot.
Yeah, I think you got to get the ball in Lacey's hands.
But there again, that's something that you make the trade-off. He gives you the hustle, but he's still a freshman, and he's going to take shots like that he's not supposed to.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's been told not to do something.
I hope so. God, I hope so.
Yeah. I don't think that's just him being young and getting excited and trying to do more than he should have.
That's the frustrating part about this team is that they're so close to being good, right? We're so close to winning 5 of those games we've lost, I think. Especially in conference, and they always find a way to screw it up, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah, and I think the thing that somewhat gives me hope, which will turn into blind optimism, which will lead to lots of drinking next season, is that we've been close these past few losses, and that's with Turner playing bad. So if you take this team next season without Turner,
that's a good way to look at it,
and put a year's worth of growth on them, is that going to be enough to push through some of these games? If not, then that's a problem that's going to have to be.
I hope so. I mean, they're saying Terry Henderson's as good as advertised in practice. So, we need that. We need that shooter. We don't have. If Ralston's cold, we don't have it.
No.
At least he can do it, but that's not his best attribute. Obviously, he was really good at getting to the basket tonight, and I think that's where he's the best. Same with Cat. I really like Cat playing aggressive the last few games.
And then it just died tonight.
He was all right. He got to the middle a little bit.
It's not, the past couple games, if he had an open three, he's taking it.
Yeah, he wasn't hitting them. It's a confidence thing, I think, with him. If he hits that first one early, maybe he'll shoot a little bit more, but his game is his advantage over everybody is being faster and getting to the basket.
Yeah. And it's getting better. He did a
good job with that.
Yeah, he's getting better at that.
I know it's a state fan thing to do, but I thought the refs were miserable on both sides of the ball, both halves. We were talking the first half. I felt like there should have been a lot more fouls. You can't complain about it because Virginia still had twice as many fouls as State did.
Yeah.
But it just didn't seem like enough. And in the second half, they call it kind of completely different. They call them touch fouls and hand checks. And
yeah, I don't understand. If you're going to let them play, then let them play both halves.
The no goaltending call, obvious goaltending.
Well, I don't even want to get into that.
It's frustrating.
I don't understand how they don't even go back and look. And it was funny, too. I saw, I think it had gone to the TV timeout, and they showed the replay in the arena. And Godfrey's in the middle of the court, and he just points up at the screen while he's looking at them. Nothing comes of it. So.
Yeah, and they're shaking their heads. No. I guess they couldn't look at it. I don't know the rule in that situation. All I know is that we always end up on the wrong side of that one.
Yeah. And if that's not something they can look at, then that's just stupid as hell.
Yeah. I expect a late apology probably next week.
Oh, yeah. So that makes it better. The committee looks at that.
We have all the late apologies. All of them.
So the good thing to take away is that our free throw defense stepped up tonight.
Yeah, we really guarded that free throw line.
That's what makes it even worse is they gave us a chance.
Yeah.
Gil, every time he touched the ball on the free
throw line.
I don't know what it was. He was under 50%, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was.
I think
3 for 7 at one point.
3 for 7, yeah. So
it's so frustrating, especially without Anderson. They had nobody who could really score.
Yeah. So we thought.
And
even then, it was just distributed.
Yeah.
Everybody had their part, but
Toby probably had 19 dunks.
That open shot there at the end. After we come down, get the shot clock violation on them.
Yeah.
Best defense of the night, that possession.
Yeah.
And then come back and he just straight backdoor.
I don't know if BJ was trying to let him slide by and try to get the block. I don't know what's going on there. It was a weird, just Olay defense. He just went right by him.
Sometimes BJ goes up and he plays good D and he can block shots, and then other times it looks like he's just absolutely lost and has.
For me, he's got to focus on recognizing the double team. Virginia doubled him every time he touched the ball, and he turned it over quite a few times. You see that double team coming, you got to kick it back out.
Yeah.
And that'll open. That opens up Ralston instead of him having to run back and forth for his shots and get open. I think that gives him a little. But it is what it is. He's not gonna learn that one overnight. I don't know. It's so frustrating. And we're sitting here staring at traffic.
Yeah, traffic's great.
It doesn't help either.
Like the car in front of us hasn't moved. It was actually funny. We came out and Evan was pulling out the microphone and setting it on the dash, and the guy in front of us in line was just staring like he was so confused.
He's still looking at us.
Now he's yawning, but
I don't know.
Where do we go from here? Louisville, what happens there?
Well, they either respond or they collapse. I'll reserve my judgment for what I'm really thinking. I don't know.
My game outlook is beer.
Yeah.
A lot of beer. I didn't see the final of was it Pitt?
I think they won. I think Louisville won.
Did they?
No, I remember correctly. Wake won, which, at least...
That was the highlight of the night.
Yeah, they got...
in the arena. They put it on...
They're playing better.
Yeah. That doesn't help that loss, but...
No.
I think down the road, a couple years, Danny Manning's got him. He's going in the right way.
Seems like it.
So
It's going to make us a lot harder for us to make a run in the tournament.
Yeah. Well,
The ACC tournament, because we ain't getting into the NCAAs without it. That's for sure.
Wake is a bigger rival than Carolina anyway. So
yeah, that's right.
Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say.
Frustrating.
Yeah, tough game. One that we really needed for the tourney. If they could somehow squeak out a win Saturday.
Does that make it 5-7 in the league now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have to win the last 3 games. They have to win and then win a couple in the tournament.
But that's not true. We could just win the whole tournament.
Wow, that's true.
I mean, why not us?
Why not us?
We'll cut down the nets and then we won't Bama after that. But yeah, tough game. That's it.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, we'll talk you through a win next time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go Pack.
Go Pack.